Hi everybody! Hi Theo! You remember Theo, right? Right. So we're continuing our series of videos comparing Lord of the Rings with A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones. And today we want to compare two characters, Tyrion and Frodo, but not so much their book characters, but their screen adaptations.
Why specifically the two little people? That's racist.
I think it's kind of because that they're the main characters of the story, and the fact that you had that in your mind means that you are racist. Boom.
Work in the field.
That's part of that. That's
Senator. I'm a house.
So we want to see who out of these two got the rawest deal in the adaptation.
right.
Let's start with Tyrion. He has a great actor to play him.
Great actor.
Peter Dinklage. Incredible. One of the best actors out there.
Charismatic.
Smart. You can see smart.
Intelligent. Handsome.
Handsome, funny, witty. He brings everything to the table, and he makes a great Tyrion.
It's like he was born for that part.
Okay, and what do you think about Elijah Wood? I like him.
I don't like him.
You don't like him?
I don't like him. He's just not a hobbit.
What do
He
you
has these sort of fine features. It's very kind of delicate quality. Hobbits are these kind of hardy, kind of English countryside.
It's more plump.
Sturdy, right? And upbeat. It's kind
Always
of
depressed.
pale and sad.
Yeah, but don't be too judgmental. I think if you had to go to Mordor, I don't know how upbeat you would be. The show Tyrion started off really, really well. You could see that he's vulnerable. You could see that he's learning. The way that he's talking is charismatic.
It felt very true to the book and the way he was written on the page, and they even improved some things. For example,
I think that's blasphemy, but go ahead.
For example, well, in the book, Tyrion has this weird moment of acrobatics in the very beginning where he like does a flip.
Right, that he is now sorry that he put in,
Clearly,
right?
it was clearly not the right tone where Tyrion was going, and the show took that out.
Okay, you're gonna give them credit for that?
I'll give him credit.
I don't, okay.
Okay. The scene where he's in the Vale and he's confessing his sins.
When I was 12, I milked my eel into a pot of turtle stew. I flogged the one-eyed snake. I skinned my sausage. I made the bald man cry. Into the turtle stew, which I do believe my sister ate. At least I hope she did.
The second season, this was really supposed to be Tyrion's awakening as a force and as a authority figure and as someone who really grasps power. We have Ned as book one, and then Tyrion's the hand in book two, and he's sort of the opposite of Ned. Ned could have attended school from Tyrion's performance and power in book two. The biggest omission for me was they took out the scene where Tyrion sits the Iron Throne itself.
I don't remember that scene.
Oh, that's why. is a very specific parallel to Ned when he sit the throne and he sent Dondarrion after the mountain.
And and took all the mountain's lands as if it was going to pass.
So when he poisons Cersei, he makes her sick so she can't sit the throne the next day. He sits the throne, he projects power, he makes very important decisions, he makes the deal with the Starks to get Jaime back. He enacts a lot of his governments, and it's a very, it's symbolic.
It's not a beginner's luck and he's just talented and that's it. No, he knows what he's doing, he has a plan.
Another example, the Battle of Blackwater.
Okay.
Tyrion has this brilliant plan to start building the biggest chain
the world has ever seen.
And all the blacksmiths, as soon as he comes into power, his hand, he makes all the blacksmiths start working in the chain. They don't do anything else.
And you don't even know why.
Off.
And at first you don't know why.
You don't know why. The chain makes it so all of Stannis' fleet is trapped in the Blackwater to burn to fiery death. So they couldn't get away. So there was this fiery holocaust up against this chain, and it was all because of Tyrion's diabolical brilliance.
It wasn't one explosion and that's it. It was an explosion and then a fire and the whole thing that went on and people were burning for whatever eternity. Right. So they omitted that maybe because I think the shape of the bay that they used, it doesn't really allow it. I don't know.
It's easy for us to say just put a chain in the water.
Okay, but just put the damn chain. They did make him brave. Like he said, let's go kill those. Those are good men. Let's go kill them.
Don't fight for your king, and don't fight for his kingdoms. This is your city Stannis means to sack. If he gets in, it will be your houses he burns. Those are brave men knocking at our door. Let's go kill them.
But he wasn't like a strategist.
Right.
Okay, so he used the wildfire that someone else actually did and started to think about, like Cersei just said, okay, now it's mine, and let's shoot it.
Right.
And then, yeah, let's go kill them. Okay, that's fine. But you get more the sense of the injustice in the following book and season when he falls from grace, when you know that he really was instrumental more than his dad, I guess.
Right.
In the victory. In the show, you get the sense that basically his dad saved the day.
The battle is over. We have won.
He was brave, but he's not necessarily fit to rule.
The trial is terrific. The speech is terrific. But there's
the truth, you can't handle the truth.
So, in the scene where Jaime frees him from jail, he confesses. And he tells him, Tyrion, you know, remember when I told you that one girl that loved you in your entire life was actually a whore, and then we all raped her, and then you raped her? Oh, okay, well, Dad made me say that. That was a lie. She actually really did love you, and
everybody raped her.
We just destroyed you because Dad is he's a dick.
What could I do?
He's
my
dick.
dad.
He's a dick. So that's when something clicks in Tyrion, and he's like, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker. So he goes up, and that's when he sees Shay, and he's like, oh my God, these people are all terrible.
Right, but I have to say that I did like how they made him love Shay in the show, and you could really feel the tragedy when he found her in his bed. You were like, oh my God. Because how can you bring all this Tisha baggage along? Either you would just always show flashbacks, and that would be annoying and repetitive, because in the book you get to listen to his train of thought, and if he's thinking about Tisha, then fine, he's thinking about Tisha. Right?
It dramatically, it makes sense to have it in the present and not have Jaime confess something old and make that. It does make sense.
So we're kind of nitpicking here, because actually from this point on, it's not. It's just like train wreck, complete train wreck. Season 5, season 6. He's stupid.
Not my Tyrion. Not my Tyrion.
He's boring. He's not interested in really in ruling. He makes too many mistakes. He's telling these stupid jokes.
You know, other thing, Jon Snow, you can probably write without the map, right? You know,
and then you can just look like do a sulky face.
Yeah, sulky face. Make sure your mouth is kind of hanging open a little bit, right? For Tyrion, you know, you need the wit of George Martin.
Yeah, you have to be smart, you have to be witty, you have to be funny, you have to be knowledgeable, you have to have like a big world view, because Tyrion is always looking at the world, always observing and commenting.
Right.
He's not
and as
douche.
And how Tyrion is George Martin on the page, it's hard to be George Martin on the page when you're not George Martin.
So yeah, they don't get him. They don't get him. Like Itamar said that they're like jocks trying to write about a geek or a nerd. You just make him into a punchline. Tyrion is stupid.
Spit it out, you wee shit! Spit it out!
Instead of turning happiness to ashes in his sister's mouth, he's just drinking and knowing shit, whatever. That's some good wine.
I feel smarter already.
Yeah. Okay, so Tyrion's adaptation does not look good so far. Let's see if Frodo's is as bad. What do you think of Frodo's adaptation?
Horrible. Horrible.
Nah, come on. You're being too judgmental.
I don't think so.
So, okay, state your case.
I think you have a pure case of character assassination on behalf of Peter Jackson.
Like literally a character.
Literally a character. He took a character and he really took away some of his defining characteristics.
For example?
For example, Frodo's very brave. He's physically brave. It's part of his heroism. The moment that really tests Frodo, the first moment that tests Frodo, is when he puts on the ring and he's face to face with the Witch King.
Right, on Weathertop.
It's a good scene, but in book, Frodo, you know, throws his cape, draws his sword, right? He lunges at the Witch King.
He lunges.
And it's only because, right, I mean, he's this big guy, this big evil guy, so he's not going to win. But hobbits and Frodo, you fight when you're back against the wall, you fight. Right. And so because he lunged at him and he hit his foot, when the Witch King tried to stab him, he missed his heart and hit his arm. In the movies, he doesn't lunge at him. They tremble and head back, and then he drops the sword and then it falls down. For no reason. There's not even a reason that he
because there's a fucking Witch King coming at you. Would you stand up?
Fuck yeah, I would draw my sword because I'm a brave hobbit. I mean, that's, you know, that's the point. That's the heroism, right? Is that no matter what.
So you're like a 6'2" hobbit, basically.
And then right after that, he's got the Morgul wound, and
he's sick.
He's sick. You know, he's having a hard time, and you see Elijah Wood. He's like pale as a ghost.
He was just stabbed. Come on.
But it's like he needs to be carried, right? So Arwen shows up. And,
so he doesn't do anything here, and doesn't do anything here.
He doesn't do anything. So Tolkien's Frodo, the real Frodo, he's running away from the Nazgul on a horse by himself. Crosses the ford, and the ring wraiths are pursuing him, and they're beckoning to him. They say, "Come to Mordor, we will take you." And he says, "Go back."
By all the Shire, you shall have neither the ring nor me.
And he's he's suffering, but he still fights. Right?
And Peter Jackson's Frodo, he's just unconscious at this point. He doesn't know what's going on.
He is completely unconscious at this point. And
it's Arwen who does like the magic thing, blah, 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 blah,
draws the sword.
Right.
If you want him, come and claim him. This is Frodo's line. She's a minor character. She's even less than a minor character. I mean, and we have sort of the biggest moment of heroism so far in the whole story. Right. Not committed by the protagonist anymore, but now committed by a minor character who will have very little to do with the story going forward.
And the protagonist, they have now established that he is not brave, weak, and he's passive, and he's not doing anything. Basically, people are carrying all over the place.
He's like a bag.
Right, like everybody's always like in awe of Frodo. Oh my God, I can't believe this little hobbit. How are you doing all this? Gandalf has told me that you're incredible, but I am still surprised. And when I was watching, I was like, I don't know, he's not that good. He's not that good.
He's not doing much.
Yeah, he keeps walking, and then everybody helps him along the way. Later, it's Aragorn, and then Gollum, and then Sam, and then it fails at the end. I was like, yeah, I can see how this guy would fail. He's just a loser.
Very low standards.
In the original Frodo, you established from the beginning that he had some gutso, he has some fire.
Right. And that was part of why he could be trusted with this mission, is that he was both brave and kind. And he could be gentle, and he could also assert himself when he had to. The original Frodo is, you really feel this temptation of the ring and this power that it has over him, not just the weight of it.
Which is the only thing that you see in the movies.
That's all you see in the movies. It just hurts. It's just like, it's so hard, right? But the ring, it really tempts you to want to use its power to dominate others. And there are moments in the original Frodo where he really dominates Gollum. He kind of bitch slaps Gollum a little bit. He tells him, "You will never touch this ring. And if you ever touch this ring, I'm going to command you to throw yourself into the pit of fire." So, I mean, he's much more assertive. And even Sam is like, wow, my master, I always thought he was so kind. But, I guess when he has to be...
to man up.
Man up, he mans up.
Yeah. And in the movies, the way they did it, that he would just he became like less trusting, and his vision of events was being warped.
And he turns on Sam, right? I mean, this is the principal Hobbit thing. They don't turn on each other. Frodo was never stupid enough to trust Gollum over Sam, no matter what. No, that's not my Frodo.
But he's a liar. He's poisoned you against me. Go home. You don't mean that.
It's not your Frodo. Okay, so let's go to the conclusion. Final verdict. I think we both agree who was worse? Of course, it's Tyrion.
Frodo.
No, come on.
Come on.
Come on.
Come
Okay, but after season 7 and 8, what would you say?
It might be Tyrion.
It might be Tyrion. Okay, do you agree? Do you disagree? I don't know. You should definitely mention in the comments. And subscribe to get all our videos about Lord of the Rings. And if you want to support us on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/GOT Academy. Your support would be very much appreciated. And there's some all kinds of Patreon exclusive videos that you will get access to. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you all next time. Bye.